What if you really want to have that big O? The fastest way to not have the big O is to get up in your head, to start overthinking it, push for it, tense up, and be so focused on getting it right, whatever that means, that you miss out on all the joy and all of the juicy, delicious, mind blowing pleasure that's happening in the here and now. Welcome to the Permission to Play show. Today, we're talking about outcomes. What big O did you think I was talking about? I'm Carla White. I'm your Spark Igniter. And if you're new here, meaning we haven't had coffee or cocktails together, let me introduce myself. I am a quirky, let's say a human version of a mixtape, a quirky combination of country, soul, and a little bit of rock and roll, just the classic stuff. So, just so we're clear, I love to talk about all things well-being, helping to energize fabulous, fiery professional women in the midst of perimenopause and menopause to reclaim their vivacious energy and to feel and experience the freedom and fulfillment that they've been longing for. I like to call it regenopause. So if you're yearning to resolve and dissolve any anxiety, tension, stress, you don't have any of that going on, do you? If you're yearning to resolve any of that and you're ready to step into more ease, some fulfillment, and yes, joy, let's play. So I've worked in the professional growth and transformational industry for over 10 years now. And what I know to be true from coaching smart, capable, high achieving women like you is that we don't need more webinars. We don't need more courses. We don't need more goals or achievements just to prove our worth externally. What we need are to be able to step into our passions and our dreams that light us up and bring us true joy and satisfaction. We need to step in to be the person who gets the outcome we're looking for. It's self-actualization. It's about being more you, the fun, fabulous you. So that outcome that we're looking for is different for everyone because we all get to create what it looks for, what we want in our lives. For me, the outcome was freedom. It was always not just to have the freedom, and believe me, there was times in my life when I didn't feel like I had it, but it's about feeling it. And that's the key to the big O, is about feeling it, right? So sure, I wanted the time freedom and emotional freedom and financial freedom. And what I discovered through all of this work in my journey is that once I accepted, loved, and owned who I am, then that's true freedom. I remember I've been on this journey for a lot longer than the last 10 years. I remember going to a course when I was newly married and I was new to Fort McMurray, living up here. And I skipped a ball tournament. I was playing, it was beer ball. It was not like competitive ball or anything like that. Not to dismiss the other people on the team, but I mean, that's why I was there, was for the fun and not for the athletics. But, anyway, I missed the ball tournament to go to a course, and my husband told them that I was at this course called "Who Am I?" And one of my friends said, "We know who she is. She's Billy," because I still have really short hair, and I was wearing a ball cap one day, and they saw me driving around with Stu, and the question was, "Who's that guy hanging out with Stu?" So clearly they started to call me Billy. I don't know. Go figure. Anyway, I've been on this journey to discover who I am for a very long time. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So I'm curious what your big O is. How do you want to feel? So drop one word in the comments below to tell me what you deeply desire. Is it freedom? Is it more fun? What is it? Let me know. So I spent a lot of years struggling, striving, and hustling and working really hard. It really became a bit of a shit show, really. It's what I like to call surviving the drama, trauma, and catastrophes of my life. Because we've all got that, right? Like there's always drama, trauma, and catastrophes that we've gone through. And the biggest thing that changed for me is when I learned how to shift. And shift stands for stop having intense fear today to start having immense fun today. Because everything changes when you're having fun. And I got to a place where I stopped proving and improving myself and started having fun. So no matter what you're doing, when you're playful and enjoying yourself and you're living totally in the moment, you're creating health and happiness for yourself. And it's because you're relaxed, you're open, you're expansive, you're more creative, you're more productive. And let's face it, you're enjoying life a hell of a lot more than when you're in that stress and struggle and anxiety, when you're in survival mode and not in thrival mode. And that's how you get into thrive mode, is you start to have fun. So trust me, there is an unlearning that needs to happen to learn a new way of being. This didn't happen overnight for me. It was a process. And I also had to learn how to love the process. That was part of my learning and unlearning as well. So I stopped like being fueled by the adrenaline and the high, the deadlines and the stress and the expectations and the rules and the shoulds and the have tos, because that's how I knew how to operate. I went into nursing, I went into firefighting because I was really good in a crisis and chaos. I knew how to operate then. What I didn't know was how to operate from that calmer, more peaceful, and more enjoyable energy and fun. I didn't know how to do that because for me, fun was always something that you did after all the work was done. And I felt like the work never ended. Anybody else feel like the work never ends? What I'm inviting you to consider is infusing more fun and playfulness and joy into your life and start being fueled by fun rather than fueled by stress and anxiety and expectations. So once I started to make this shift, and again, it didn't happen all overnight, life started to take this playful quality. I started to notice more moments of joy. I started to notice the meaningful actions and interactions that were happening. The frustrations eventually evaporated. The disappointment started to become opportunities for something new. My resistance to reality started to fade because the reality was what I was experiencing. And some of this is stories, and some of it was actual things that were happening. I stopped self-sabotaging myself. So, what is fun? Catherine Price, her book, The Power of Fun, was a huge eye opener for me because I'd been playing around with this, living my life from the mantra of the body heals with play, the mind heals with laughter, and the spirit heals with joy. Because I had started having more fun in my business, I had started to do this, part of the healing work that I was doing was healing with humor. And when I started to infuse laughter and joy into my experience, that's when things started to change. But when I read Catherine Price's book on the power of fun, that was when I really understood how fun, that fun energy was all a part of the whole Healing with Humor movement and Regenipause and all of the things that I am working on putting out in the world. When it has the fun, it has the capacity to bring joy and laughter and all of the outcomes that you're looking for into your life, and much quicker, I might add. So there's 3 components to true fun, not fake fun, but true fun. The first one is flow. And this is something that I have worked on, getting into that state of flow. And actually not really worked on. It's not so much a work on, it's more of an alignment. Aligning my energy and doing some of the morning rituals that I do helps me to get into what I call super flow. And it has to do with my mind, my body, my soul, all of that. But flow is the optimal consciousness state or conscious state that creates a greater space for creativity, for love, and a sense of well-being that's not reliant on external circumstances or validation. It's an inner peace, an inner calm. It's a flow state. And it, like I said, it expands effortlessly through alignment, but it doesn't come when you're in struggle or when you're in hustle or when you're trying to fix yourself because you think that there's something wrong with you. Anybody else had that experience? Many, many years ago, that was what I thought, is if I could just fix myself, then everything would be all better. You do not need to fix anything about you. You are magnificent. It's maybe just that it's been covered up by a little bit of conditioning, some limiting beliefs, which are just thoughts that we think over and over and over subconsciously. Those beliefs that we don't even know are there often cover up our magnificence. So it's getting into the flow. The second component is connection. The connection we have to ourselves, the connection we have to others. It's about relationship. And I'm talking like deep, meaningful connections. That's what I'm interested in, not the surface level connections, but really being deeply connected and having those experiences of deep connection. That's part of what the community that I've created, that was one of the high pillars, is connection. In fact, that was the name of my company. The very first name I had for my company was Crisp Connections, because Crisp is my maiden name, and Connections was what I was really, really interested in developing for myself and for my community. And the third component is playfulness. And if you've been following me for a while, you've heard my story about play and some of the issues I had around, or the inner beliefs that I had around play. But it's that quality of being lighthearted or full of fun. It's that essence of joy and effervescence that is just a natural part of who we are. And I think there's something magical about stepping in and being playful. And it does help us to get to that big O, whatever that is for you. So this is a little shorter today, but I'm about to head out to do some Friday fun of my own. And I want to leave you with this. Remember, the body heals with play, the mind heals with laughter, and the spirit heals with joy. So if you could do me one favor, well, maybe a couple favors. Actually, I just want to know, what's one thing that you'll commit to doing this weekend to ignite the fun in your life? Let me know in the comments so we can celebrate together. So that's it for this week. Tune in every Friday as I bring you insights with a sprinkle of fun. a little play, and some laughter, hopefully, all designed to remind you that perimenopause and menopause are an exciting new chapter in your life that I'm calling Regenopause. It's time to grant yourself permission to play, to live full out, and it's time to grant yourself permission to play. Let me do that over. And to live full out. Please comment and share this video with your gal pals who might also need to reignite their spark. Don't forget to use hashtag permission to play. We'll see you next time. I'm Carla White.